Last year's mashup of Mario and those mischievous rabbits proved to be an undeniable hit, bringing strategic combat to the Mushroom Kingdom in the strangest of ways.
Well, Jem, now it's time to go troppo in the tropics as those loopy leopardies, that's Latin for bunnies, team up with the awesome ape himself in this latest expansion, the Donkey Kong Adventure.
This additional chapter in the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle saga kicks off after Rabbid Kong has some trouble programming the teleportation washing machine, when suddenly a zap of energy from the onlooking Spawny sends him, some Rabbids, Beepo, and of course Rabbid Peach far off to the DK dimension.
It's not the most creative excuse for another crossover. In fact, I'd go so far as to call it a bit of a Deus Ex washing machina. It's more Latin. Your parents will get it. After arriving on the sunny shores, they're greeted by some less than friendly locals before the King of Kong swings in to save the day. Also, Cranky Kong is now a rabbit, and it's hilarious.
Together, the three must team up and battle their way through a sizable amount of stages to take on the now souped-up Rabbid Kong, who is bulked up thanks to some bad-looking blue bananas. And while this does mean no option to change up your team, like in the standard story, getting to unleash the power of 2 new characters with new weapons and abilities totally makes up for it.
Yeah, and DK sure packs a punch, doesn't he? Along with his boomerang banana that can target multiple foes, Donkey Kong can unleash a devastating ground pound, draw enemies closer with a jazzy bongo solo, and possibly his biggest game changer, the ability to pick up and throw almost anything within his grasp. I'm talking enemies, allies, even chunks of the environment. Plus, the big guy has tons of health. I mean, he almost feels a bit too overpowered, actually.
I thought the same thing at first, especially when compared to Cranky's more standard moveset. But once you get into the battles themselves, you see they've all been designed with these additional abilities in mind, specifically the new enemy types and missions. For example, throwing enemies further away from the objective, or putting a group to sleep with Cranky's yawning area of effect becomes essential for passing a stage, let alone earning enough bananas and totems to purchase upgrades. And keep in mind, this expansion assumes you already know the basics, so don't expect to leisurely stroll through the jungle.
The new mission types really put a spin on that standard gameplay. There are, of course, your regular defeat all enemies and reach the goal missions, but new here are Banana Horde huntdowns, where you'll be destroying batches of bad bananas, as well as fetch quests that require you to chase pesky collectors who snatch up parts of the destroyed washing machine. And they run so far!
Oh, those guys are the worst! Running around the entire battlefield, even picking up pieces you haven't grabbed yet, so annoying! Fortunately, DK can also swing from designated pads placed around the map, giving you a much-needed movement boost. It's another ability that makes DK feel almost unstoppable, but then the game throws enough tough enemies and bosses at you to keep you on your opposable toes.
Yeah, those boss battles are great fun. I love the design of those shark skin wearing brutish bunnies. I will say, I was a bit disappointed not to see the whole DK universe on show here. I mean, where are classic characters like the Kremlings, Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, Kiddy Kong?
What about Funky Kong?
No, not him, Darren.
That's uncool.
Despite the missing family members, I still think there's a substantial amount of content for this expansion. Along with the battles, there are multiple puzzle sections dotted around the map, which serve as nice distractions. My favourite were the gold barrel challenges that are particularly well designed and look and sound great.
There's almost enough here for a full sequel, and I guess that's my main gripe with this game. I feel like there's so much potential left unexplored in this new jungle setting.
Well, you know what they say, Goose, always leave them wanting more. For me, this is the perfect size mini adventure before maybe we see a proper sequel? Both of the new characters felt distinctly different to play with, and by focusing on a specific team makeup, it allows for some really focused battles with interesting mechanics. I'm giving it 4.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Jem, I'd almost forgotten how much fun this kind of strategic combat is. I was worried that lack of team customization might make this adventure feel a bit too directed, but there's enough variation in the mission types to keep this whole thing swinging along till the end. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 rubber chickens. How good is Cranky Kong though?
So good.
Ah, so cranky.